1984 by George Orwell, and this is the part second. In the previous part we discussed some of the basic things about the theme and settings of the novel, and some of the features and different ministries in this rule, how they are ruling. Now in this video we shall continue our discussion with the population. Now the whole population is divided in three segments: inner party members, outer party members, and the proletarians. If you remember that I told you that in Oceania superstate, that covers the North America, South America, and then some part of the Europe including Britain, in that we have 2% as the inner party member of the overall population. We have inner party member, they are contributing 2% of the population. In figures it is said that it is about 6 millions, and they are also called as the brain of the party. So they are the people with some special privilege, and they are senior, you can say, party members, and they have some special authorities. They can watch the or monitor the activities of the other people. They can give instructions. So they are in high rank. And then we have the outer party members. They are also referred or termed as the hand of the inner party members. So they are the executives. So they follow the instructions whichever is given by the inner party member. They have some less privilege, like they are the thought police, they are the medical officers, or they are the war soldiers. So they simply execute the instructions given from the top leaders. So the party is having some severe restrictions on these party members, whether they are inner party member or outer party members, because if the party is having any sort of threat, that is from the party members. So they want the party members to be in complete control. They are not allowed to have any free life. If the party member, there is any party member, he is forced to do the party activities whichever is assigned to him. Apart from that, he can go, he can sleep, he can eat, or can do essential activities. Apart from that, he cannot do anything like strolling down for evening walk, or spending time with children, or any sort of activity that may entertain or may give him relaxation. These sort of things or activities are not allowed to them. And one example is that they are not supposed to take coffee. These party members are forced to take one drink during the intervals, that is called as the victory gin. And many workers like Winston Smith, I mentioned, the party members, they hardly like these drinks, but they are forced to take. And one more restriction is imposed on them, as like they cannot take part in sexual activities. If they are married, okay, they can go for, but they can go for only to produce children, because they think that the party think that they are producing children because the children are the property of the state. The children no longer belong to the parents. There should not be any emotional relationship between the parents and the children, and such sort of activities, sexual activities, are not promoted. Only for the producing the children they are allowed to do. So no any other activities for enjoyment are allowed. Then we come to the proles. For proles, it is said that these are the common people, proles or proletarians, which the word I mentioned earlier. If you have gone through socialism or communism theories given by Karl Marx, he has used the word proletarians or proles. This term refers to the common people or the hard working people, who are the real workers, who do not own any property. They simply do the hard work and earn wages. So that sort of people are proles. They are not providing any service, they are the producer, whether it is the field of agriculture or industry, any firm, they are simply the laborers. So they are the real producer or real workers, and these proles are the 85% of the overall population. And there is one quote about these proles that in this rule, in the state Oceania, superstate Oceania, we have proles and animals are free. Proles and animals are free. So now you can see that the party is considering proles equal to the animals. So party hardly bothers about the proles, what they do. Whatever they do, if okay, the same example I take, their sexual puritanism is not forced on them. Like with the party members, I told you that on the name of the purity, they are not allowed to take part. The party members, they are not allowed to take part in these sort of activities, but that sort of you can say the law or restriction is not applied on the proles. Divorce is also permitted, promiscuity is also going, means extramarital affairs. All these things are going in the common people, and party hardly bothers. Party concerns only these things if these proles are doing anything against the state, if they are thinking against the state, or they are taking part in those activities against the state. Otherwise the proles are almost free, but their brain is being watched absolutely, and their activities are also monitored. It is not that, but for party members, they are not that free. Their every activity is completely watched and taken full care by the party. Then we come to the crimes. The proles are mostly involved in common crimes like murder. They are quarreling with each other. They are involved in rape cases or in corruptions or robbery. So all these crimes party hardly bothers. But any crime against the state, that is not allowed, whether it is in the thoughts or in the deeds. So then we have one more term that is called as the Junior Anti-Sex League. This is a group of people of the females. What this group do, or the people in this group do, they are promoting, or they are rather restricting the desires of sexual affairs in the young girls. So the young girls are not allowed to have any sort of a desire of sexual affair or these sort of activities. So simply with the name that Puritanism has to be there. So the young girls or women are forced to wear a scarlet sash or band around their waist as a reminder of their purity. With this purpose, huge hoardings or posters are fixed in the streets or in the public places to promote this idea. So here you see that they are simply taking sex as the symbol of the purity, that one should not involve in this. And if you remember, in the previous video I mentioned one central character, that is Winston Smith. He is working in the records department in the Ministry of Truth. Now we are introduced to one more character, that is called as the Julia. She is the member of this Junior Anti-Sex League, and she is spreading these ideas. Though she is, okay, we'll talk about this, that she is, whether she is favoring these sort of thoughts or ideas given by the party or not. We shall discuss this later when we discuss about the things about the plot. But remember this name. She is the female protagonist of this novel, Julia. Now, the whole lot of things that we have discussed about these sort of means affairs and the thought the party is controlling. Why? Actually, there is main idea behind all these control is that the party wants that there should not be any emotional relationship between the people, between the husband and wife, between the parents and child, between the people to people like friends. There shouldn't be any such relation or based on the emotions. If there has to be any emotional relationship, that should exist only between Big Brother and the people. People can emotionally love only Big Brother, but other people they are not allowed to love. Like a husband are not allowed, or they are not encouraged to love their wives Or similarly, we have parents are not encouraged to love their children. Similarly, children do not love their parents. Right from the beginning or from the birth, the children, they are encouraged for that sort of a feeling of patriotism for their party or for the state. So children are chanting like the slogans like "We love Big Brother." These things are going everywhere. So the emotional relationship between the man to man or man to women or anyway, this sort of a emotional relationship is being cut down. So there is no existence of such things. So people are just doing their fundamental duties to the state, but they are not having any sort of a friendship, any sort of emotional relationship. One example I give you, that there is a Parson family in this work. Mr. Parson, okay, at heart, Mr. Parson is having a grudge or hate against the state. So, okay, he is a party member, outer party member, but he is against the state. He is thinking in his mind against the state. During the night, in the sleep, he was blubbering or uttering something like, "Down with Big Brother, down with Big Brother." So, down with Big Brother means against Big Brother. He is speaking something. He is not admiring Big Brother. He is speaking against Big Brother in his sleep. And when his child Tom listened to this, that his father is speaking against the state, what Tom did, he simply informed to the thought police, and thought police came in the night. Mostly it happened that arrest they made in the night. So the thought police came and arrested Mr. Parson. So that sort of a relation they want to develop, that where the child is just thinking for the state first, not about his parents. So similarly, husbands are not supposed to care for their wives, or similarly wives are not supposed to care for their husbands. So that sort of a society is being created in this work. And then we have one more term that is called as the 2-minute hit. These sort of activities are organized on regular basis, on daily basis, that it's like an event, 2 minutes hit, where people get together and on the big screen the face of the enemy is shown, and then the people start expressing their hate, so giving hate expressions, and they are chanting against these enemies, and they are expressing their hate against those people. This is like a dose of hate. So this is really work. And when the party is bringing the people together in the offices or in the public places, the party simply wants that the people should develop their hate for these people who are the enemy of the state or of the party. So one simple example, like Oceania is at war against Eurasia, the other superstate. So this sort of drills, like hate drills, are exercised to raise the hate or emotional, you can say, the expressions of hatred. So such expressions are developed or encouraged. Like one example, we have one more, like Emmanuel Goldstein is one more character. He is the head of the Brotherhood, as it is said, and his picture is shown on the big screen time and again. Why? Because the party members or the people are encouraged to hate this man, that he is working against the state. So his picture is brought before the people, and the people are chanting slogans against him. These figures, like one I have told you, Emmanuel Goldstein. Okay, I'll tell you about his character later in the plot. So that sort of a hatred environment is being created by the state. Where, okay, one more example, like imagine a boot is stamping a human face. Imagine a boot is stamping on human faces. So that sort of a picture is being created. One should enjoy, the party says that one should enjoy if any boot is stamping on human face. So there should be no emotion. If there has to be only hate for people, no love at all. And time and again what party does, even to encourage more hate for the enemies, what party does that it throws fire or bomb on the people, and on the name that it is being done by the enemies. So their own people, the common people, are killed by the government, by the state police, but with the name that it is being done by the enemies. So these sort of activities are done only to encourage more hate among the people. So that is about the fundamental idea, how that super state is being run by the party. Even the war criminals, if, as I mentioned, that Oceania is at war with Eurasia, so during the war, if the enemy soldiers are captured, they are brought in the public places and they are killed in the open spaces, and events are organized. People are brought to watch these events, how they are hanged, and then to chant slogans against the enemy countries, against these enemies, and also to raise the feelings of the so-called patriotism among the people. So with this sort of a principle they are ruling. So that's it about this section. I think 15 minutes already we have passed. In the next we shall discuss about the language aspect and how they are changing the history. In this video we have discussed about the relationships and about the populations, and how they are encouraging hate among the people. So thanks for watching this video, and hope we shall continue our journey with 1984 in the next video. Stay tuned. Thanks a lot.